Jaya Jaya, Shiva Rajaya here from vitalcoaching.com. We have a massive storm tonight here in Ubudya, planet Balia, and the topic for this video is what is coupling mastery. So we already know what is personal mastery or life mastery for you as an individual. I've been talking about that before, right? I define it in a very specific way. And we have 5 areas within the field of Tantra, which is sex, body, mind, money, and spirit. This is super simplified, okay, but I'm not going to go into the details, but basically this is what you have. So when it comes to suddenly entering into a coupling experience, and you have not only one individual and another individual, but also the spirit of the coupling experience, then you can define like having coupling mastery of the coupling vehicle, and we can use the exact same model: sex, body, mind, money, and spirit, right? So for instance, you can have a relationship where sex life is great, but your health is not great, or your mind is not functioning really well. The mind of the relationship is not functioning really well. You might have lots of fights, you might have lots of triggers, you might feel lots of insecurities, you might be in a space where the mind of the relationship or the coupling experience is not actually mastered. It means that the mind of the relationship is not serving the higher purpose and the goal of the relationship. And then when you come to money, for instance, money is also purpose and mission and dharma or destiny line alignment. Yeah, let's use the word mission, for instance. And so if there is a gap there in terms of mission or money or abundance, and there is a lot of financial insecurity in the coupling experience, then that can also, of course, negatively impact the stability and the foundation of your relationship. And then spirit, of course, that's a really, really important one, especially for me and for the people who are in my field. And for my partner as well, right? The spirit is the idea that we are channeling energy and really establishing a conscious relationship with the invisible. In that case, we're cultivating a relationship with the tantric spirit, with the field of Isisa, with different energy realities that are basically sponsoring and creating this spiritual vehicle for our relationship. And this is why I use the term tantric coupling, because I believe or I feel that this is what we are anchoring into our field. So in those 5 areas, you might be really good in one of them or 2 of them or 3 of them, but there might be a gap, somewhere. For instance, if you are in a space where there is a lot of financial insecurity or material insecurity, that's going to impact, of course, all the areas of your relationship, bringing challenges on the mind level, on the communication level, on the stability of the emotional space of the relationship, and impact potentially your sex life as well. And so what does it mean to be masters or coupling masters, which is really what I think we are all trying to do to a certain extent, consciously or unconsciously. This is what we're trying to achieve, right? When you are going to therapy or you're having conversation with a friend about dynamics that are happening in your relationship, what you're saying is like, I want to improve, I want to do something about it, or I want to have a greater sense of control or direction or mastery over what's happening within the coupling experience. So what does it mean to be coupling masters? I believe that, or the model that I have is this. It is that if you score at 80% perfection, between 0 and 100%, you can have a score that is anywhere between 0 and 100%, which signifies the optimization of that specific field in your couple or in your relationship. So for instance, in your sex life, you might be at 30% or 40%, which means that there is lots of space for improvement. If you reach 80 to 100%, it means that it's good or excellent or perfect, then you score already high in that field. And then you have the body, right? So the body means, are you in good health as individuals, and also the health or the dynamics of your relationship. And the next one is on the mind level. So do you feel that the spirit or the space of your relationship is energetically, emotionally stable? Do you have the feeling that the way you communicate is effective? Do you have the feeling that the belief systems and the values that you are anchoring in your coupling experience are actually valid and having a good impact or a good stability on your coupling experience. So you can give yourself a mark between 0 and 100% on how strong the mind of your relationship is. Is this something that is working for you? And then you check on the mission and money aspect, right? Is this something that is established? Do you have a common mission, or do you have at least parallel missions that are really anchored and activated? For instance, you might have one of the partners who is full on a mission, launching businesses, and the other person is at home waiting for them to come back. And so it's going to create a big imbalance, because one person has a mission really activated and the other person doesn't. So it creates an unbalance in the dynamics of the relationship. So ideally you have two people who own their destiny line, who are financially abundant or financially free, or at least stable on that level, and who are able to navigate that side by side or together, launching projects and businesses together. And when it comes to spirit, of course, feeling like, what's the meaning of all that? Finding the meaning and finding the connection with the invisible, being able to create magic, practice, sex magic, practice precisely connection with the invisible, and create a body of energy for the couple that you can label as a mystical body. It means that there is a conscious relationship with the invisible. So if you score at 80 to 100% in all these areas, I would say that's it. You are coupling masters, and you are able to sustain that on the long term. You are able to modify, navigate the challenges that might be coming, the shadows that might be coming in your relationship, and be able to tap into that to upgrade the codes of your relating. So if you score between 80 to 100%, that's it. You can consider yourself coupling masters. If there is an area in which you still need to do work, then work on that until you feel like a sense of stability is kicking in. I know that this model can feel a little bit mental, right? This is a structure or a mindset or a concept that I use, but basically it gives you a little bit of a roadmap on how to navigate this idea of coupling mastery. And this is something that you want into your life. If it's something that you want and you have the feeling you are not yet there, I want to tell you that there are solutions and there are strategies and tips and ideas to optimize most of the fields in your relationship. And it's just a matter of diving into it. Some of the things might feel uncomfortable. For instance, if it's challenges with your sex life, you might have to expose yourself to things that are shadows aspects of your sex life. And so bring them to the surface and learn ways of navigating that in a way that is skillful and healthy. So if you want to hear more about that and you feel like, okay, well, what Shiva is saying here is really interesting, I would like to dive deeper into that. We are launching events and I'm doing one-on-one sessions, of course. I have tons of resources on my website. Basically, reach out, send me a message, and we'll see how we can work together. And would love to hear back from you. Post in the comments over here. Tell me how you feel about your relationship, what's working, what isn't working, and what are your greatest desires when it comes to manifesting a beautiful coupling experience. I love you, and I'll see you soon.